Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Please excuse the noise outside. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter, Cool World MS1. And thank you. If you're returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you're new, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like I said in the beginning, please, please. It's like, really, he would want to pull out the blower right now. And I don't want to shoot this video again. And I'm not. So we're just going to go with it. So, listen, I ain't writing no notes down again. Oh, well. So this is going to go off the top of my head. It's going to be a short video, as short as I can get it. Just to kind of touch on a few things. So this video is going to be about becoming a professional hairstylist in the state of Georgia. I know in a lot of states the hours that you need to become a hairstylist is pretty much the same. Thank goodness they stopped. Oh gosh. Anyway, so in different states they do have different required hours, but as far as Georgia, you need 1,500 hours. And you need to be able to pay. So not only is your tools noisy, but your car is noisy. What? Then you got to come back around because he's gonna go up the cul-de-sac and he's gonna come back around. I'm gonna keep going. Anyway, so this is so unprofessional. Whatever. Anyway, so you need in Georgia, you need 15,000 hours. You need to be able to pass your state board test. Now, listen, I'm not gonna get into the details because the state board test has changed. Maybe I should have done a tiny bit of research, but I'm gonna tell you my experience. So I guess I'll just title this video my experience on becoming a hairstylist. So I went to a private school, I believe. It wasn't a commercial school because they have like Pro Way. The Pro Way. They have Pro Way. They have, of course, the Paul Mitchell. They have Aveeno. Not Aveeno. Oh my God. Aveda. Jeez Louise. Maybe I should have took notes. Whatever. They got Paul Mitchell, Pro Way, Aveda. And they have other commercial schools out there as well. But like I said, I went to a little private school in the city in Decatur, which was fine because the class was really small at night and in the day. So you got to see the same people all the time. And it's like y'all became a family because it was not that many people. And in my private school, they had a barber side, which I think is 1,800 hours. And then the cosmetology side. So I did night classes. I did so many hours in class, and then after a while they take you to the floor and you do floor hours. So, with that, I would say in class, learn as much as you can, pay attention as much as you can, because that written test I would say, is a lot harder than the practical side of cosmetology. I don't know if they still have nails anymore. That was one of the hardest things. Nails and the finger wave, which I can do with my eyes closed now because I practiced so much. And even to this day, and this was back in 2004 when I got my license. So I can still do a finger wave with my eyes closed. But finger waves and that fake nail, Listen, that fake nail, I still ain't got that, and I never practiced after that. But just make sure you learn as much as you can in class, and then once you get to the floor, make sure if you're in a school that does not touch on hair cutting, make sure you ask a billion and one, because you want to learn as much as you can in school. Because once you get outside of school, I'm going to tell you your first, if you work in like a franchise or if you work at a big time salon, they're going to basically tell you forget everything you learned in school and they're going to reteach you. But at least when you get on the floor at school, you can touch on everything: hair cutting, clipper cuts, color. Those are like the three hairstyles. It kind of is like a talent. Hairstyle, it's like you either have it or you kind of just get better over time. You got it at the beginning. You got the basics of putting that hair up in the updo or putting that hair up in the ponytail. If you got daughters, if you got baby dolls at home that you practice on, things like that get better over time, just like hair cutting and stuff like that. But still, you want to learn as much technical stuff that's going to help you when you get out of school. Because once you get out of school, you want to start making money. And it's better that you are kind of fresh, but you know what you're doing. So you can still get that person that's been in the business 20, 30 years to kind of, just kind of season you a little bit. Just add a little bit of seasoning to what you already know. Because, honey, when I tell you, when I got out of hair school, I didn't know nothing. I knew how to do a roller set. I knew how to do a finger wave. I knew how to do a relaxer. I knew how to do a flat iron. So an Amber Alert just cut my video off. I'm so sorry for that child that's in an Amber Alert. So yeah, I know how to do finger waves. I know how to do like the very, 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 very basic stuff from 2004. So once you get your 15 hours, you're going to turn your paperwork in. You're going to mail it to either your school is going to mail your paperwork to Macon. And then Macon, I think Macon calls you or gives you an email or something. Like I said, I don't know everything now because it's changed. With what I did was I got all my paperwork from school and I sent it to Macon and I got my appointments on when I was going to take the test. And then you drive down to Macon. I drove down the day before because I was in a hotel room doing finger waves and roller sets, and because I basically knew the book stuff, the Milady book stuff. I didn't even go. I might have brushed over that stuff. I mean, because I had a good teacher. She was. It's some stuff I could say about her, but it'll be mean. But I loved my instructor. I did. She was an amazing. She made it where it was fun to be in her class, so you couldn't help but to learn, because it was like we was learning with her, basically. But yeah, so you get to Macon. I got there the day before, and then I went and took my test. You do the practical first, and then after that you do the written. Oh Lord, my words. You do the practical first, then you do the written. And then after that, you're done. And you wait. until back then they would send you something in the mail. They would send you a letter in the mail telling you that you either passed or failed. Now, like I said, I don't know what they're doing. Because it's been since 2004. I should do my research. I'm sure it's pretty much the same. They might have changed a few things because of the panorama. So they might have changed. I'm sure they've changed a lot because of that. Because people are still trying to get their license. So just, you know, pay attention with the theory part of it and pay attention with everything. Let me just stop. Pay attention to everything. Ask questions while you're in school. Make sure they touch on things that you know you're going to use when you get out of school, because that's what college is like, that as well. You get in college and they don't talk about what's going to happen after you leave college. And that's what I did not understand about hair school. Why aren't you teaching me stuff that I'm going to be using when I get out of school? Yes, I know how to part the hair in 4 places to do a relaxer. Okay, and next. If you don't know that before you go into hair school, you don't need to be in hair school. I knew how to do that. I needed to know how to do a haircut properly. I shouldn't have to learn how to do a haircut when I get into the shop, which I know different schools do different things, because a lot of girls that I know, they was like, we did clipper cut in school. We did a lot of haircuts in school. I'm like, honey, I was doing flat irons and French rolls and jerry curls and roller sets. I did more roller sets and wraps. But anyway, um, just pay attention in school and ask a lot of questions. If you get on your instructor's nerves, you doing the right thing. If they don't answer your question, keep asking the same question until you get it right. Until you can get it. If you can't get that roller set, keep bugging that instructor until you get that roller set right. Keep bugging that instructor until you get that haircut right. Because haircutting in color, make sure color. Listen, make sure you pay close attention to color, because color, I swear, is the hardest thing to do because it's chemistry. That is the hardest thing to do when it comes to being a hairstylist. I've tried so many colors. I've done so many colors. It's just like, it's so unpredictable. You just never know what you're going to get. You never know. So just ask questions and practice and practice and practice and practice. That's another thing. Practice, 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 practice. If you can buy some cheap weave, do it, color it. If you can find a mannequin and cut her to the gods, cut her up. But practice, practice, practice. Because it's rough, honey. It's rough. It is rough, rough, rough. So I didn't know how to know. I didn't know how to do anything when I got my first salon. And my first salon was a franchise. Do I advise people that are just getting out of school to go to franchises? I'm gonna be honest. No. It's like a yes and no. If it's like a full service franchise, like a Supercuts, maybe, because they do color, they do, they do pretty much everything. So Supercuts, yes, but don't stay there forever, because you might go in and you get a hairstylist, they be like, oh yeah, I make a lot of money, I make a lot of money. Franchises are not gonna pay you a lot of money. You might get maybe 16,000 a year, maybe. maybe even 20 if you like, if you there every day. Because a lot of these franchises, they stay open every single day. So you might get 20,000, but in Georgia, 20,000 a year, baby, that ain't nothing. That is nothing. So if you want to get into being a hairstylist and you want to start somewhere, yeah, start in a franchise, get your feet wet, get the feel, because that's going to just give you a feel of the salon. It's going to give you that what you're going to go through in a full-fledged salon. With saying that, figure out what you want to do while you're in that franchise, that full service franchise. Now, I already talked about haircutting franchise, and I'm gonna make another video on that with Tanya. And if I don't do another one with Tanya, I'm gonna do a separate one, and then I'm gonna do another one with Tanya. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do one with Tanya because I am gonna do one. That's my coworker from my last shop. I'm going to do a video with her talking more into depth about haircutting franchises. And I might do another video on haircutting franchises anyway. Because I actually got views on that. I got a few views. I got a handful of views. I appreciate it, y'all. Thanks. Ew. But anyway, so while you're in these full service franchise salons, figure out what you're going to do. That as far as styling, color, or cuts. Because listen, I was working at a franchise full service salon and I did not know what I wanted to do. And I had to make myself, when I left that shop and I went into retail full time, I had to figure out what I was passionate about when it came to doing hair. So I narrowed it down to hair cutting and a little bit of styling, which means like flat irons and, get you a little bump at the end and, get you some feather layers going to the back, wrapping it up, brushing it down, give you a little bouncy number. Nothing major, none of that. Cause I did a lot of that at my first shop. So basically just don't burn yourself out. Figure out what you want to do and stick with it. If you want to do strictly color and maybe a little bit of hair cutting, do that. If you want to just do strictly color, do it. But don't try to do everything, because if you try to do everything, honey, you're going to be burnt the F out. Period. Because at my first job, I was so burnt out and I wasn't making no money. And I was doing two jobs. Two. I was doing that and I was doing retail. I wasn't making any money. I worked part-time doing hair and I didn't make any money. And I was working like a dog. Whew, I do not want to relive that moment in my life. It was hard, but a lot of people always say, oh, you do hair, you can make a lot of money doing hair. If you're not making wigs, and I'm kind of getting off, I'm kind of bouncing around, but y'all can put it all together. And I have a lot of talks with hairstylists as well. Of course, working at a shop, y'all sit around and y'all talk. So a lot of hairstylists have the same feelings that I have about the business. You get burned out, you get overworked, you get underpaid. People don't want to pay for your services. They want something for nothing. And it's just like, this is my livelihood. This is my talent. This is my blood, sweat, and tears. Because honestly, doing hair, doing nails, anything like super creative on a human body is like the hardest thing to do. Trying to make somebody look good is a talent. Looking in the mirror, cutting their hair to their face, giving them what they want, and putting a little bit of yourself in that is hard. And people don't understand that this transfer of energy is another thing. So people just don't understand. That's why I took a step back and, I'm doing this video to let people know what you go through from the beginning to the end. As short as much as I can put in this video. So, like I said, I apologize if I'm all over the place, but just kind of bear with me and just put it all together. Take what you need out of this video and just kind of figure it out. But listen, it's not an easy, it's not an easy profession to do. It really isn't. It's like you got it. And luckily, I'm not gonna say I had it. I had some type of creativity, but once I do something, because listen, I'm gonna be honest, I was not passionate about doing hair. My mother, I was 19, and my mother was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And at 19, I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "Well, you want to be a hairstylist?" I was like, "Is it because I'm gay?" It's like, sure, let me give it a try. So, I went to school. I hated school, but I also loved school because I met so many crazy people. My instructor was, she was hilarious. But anyway, I went to school. I quit a million and one times, but I still got up every single day and I went to school. And once I got out, I was just still like, is this what I wanted to do? But I continued to go with it. I continued to learn. And, I took a break from it. Like I said, when I went to retail, because I was like, oh, I can make a little bit more money working retail. That's a lie. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I think I should have stayed with doing hair full time and did retail part time. I probably will be a little bit further in hair, maybe just a little bit. I don't know. Because Georgia will find a way to stifle you when it comes to hair because it's so oversaturated with hair businesses here, with so many salons, so many franchises as far as haircutting franchises. They're like corner stores. They're everywhere. Everywhere. So it's just like, and then so many salons here. It's so many people doing hair here in Georgia. It's just like crazy. But I stuck with it, and then once I got into the haircutting franchise, I got a lot better. Because I was doing haircuts constantly. So it pushes you to get better. So if you do want to perfect, and I said this in my last video about haircutting franchises, if you want to perfect your haircutting, definitely go to these haircutting franchises because they will help you kind of perfect and get a little bit faster, because I am a lot faster when it comes to haircuts. I can do a clipper cut between 13 and 20 minutes. And 20 minutes is too long, but that's if I'm really nitpicking and all that stuff. So just find your niche in hairstyling. Find your clientele, because baby, I would say basically go to franchise first for about a year and a half, maybe, just to see what you like. and then branch off into private salons, and just go from there and just find your way as quickly as you can, because you will get burnt out. You would definitely get burnt out. And I might not look like a hairstylist because I'm not in the business anymore. I'll let it go. I'm just trying to help a lot of the young, up and coming hairstylists just see if this is what they want to do. I would say have a part-time job on the side or go to school and do something else. And I'm gonna be honest, because this is not forever. This business is not forever unless you come up with your own hair care line. You making wigs, because wig sales. People will buy a wig just like that. If you make good wigs with good lace, people gonna buy it. They are going to buy it. So if you want to make money, do wigs. Or maybe braid if you like to braid. But even that, I think wigs are a lot easier. And they can make you a lot more money. But anyway, I'm just doing this video just for the up and coming hairstylists to just be prepared on a lot of things. It's gonna be a bumpy road, honey. Trust, because you're dealing with the public. So it is definitely a bumpy road, and you just have to have the thickest skin. That's one other reason why I started YouTube, because I have a thick skin. And I don't care what people say. I do, but I don't. But yeah, you have to have a thick skin as well. So I hope this wasn't all over the place. I'm gonna see when I edit. Was this all over the place? I really hope it wasn't. I hope I touched on everything. But that's my video. Like I said, I hope I touched on everything that I could. I don't know. I should have wrote stuff down, but I like to kind of talk and be in the moment, just like I'm talking to my friends. Because when I'm talking to my friends, honey, I'm all over the place. We might be talking about hair one moment, and then we end up on what we ate yesterday, and in a matter of 5 minutes, it's just like, because I'm just like that. I'm all over the place. So I just keep pushing. Just, don't give up. I kind of gave up, but I've been doing it forever. So I was done. When I left that place, I was just completely done. But anyway, just don't give up. Don't let people tear you down in this business. Just be true to you. And keep pushing, honey. Keep pushing. And if it's something that you don't want to do, but you didn't spend all this money to go to school, just move on to something else. Because that was my problem too. I didn't let it go. I knew I should have let hair go 5-10 years ago. I should have let it go and did something else. But I didn't. And I let it consume my life. And now I'm just like stuck. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But that's another video. Because I don't want to talk about it right now. But anyway, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share. If you got this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks for all the people that have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate you. If you're watching this video and you my friend, please, if you my family or my friends, please call me. Just give me feedback, because these comments, ain't nobody commenting. It's people commenting. I'm sorry. Star and Miss Tanya, thank you for commenting in my videos. I really appreciate it. But to all my other family and friends, please call me, give me feedback, so I know what I need to do going forward in this adventure of finding YouTube. Oh, child. Like, subscribe, share. Twitter is Cruel World MS1. And until next time,